Hey y'all, I'm making this before I edit up the video. I just want to let y'all know the audio quality is absolute dog shit. So bear with us, with the audio recording. I have never used OBS before, and, yeah, sorry. Roll with it. We are recording. Hello. Oh my god, it is so surreal meeting you. But I don't wanna get out too much
No, you
cuz
took. How
I
are you doing today?
I'm doing phenomenal. I mean, I've been jamming out. I've been chilling. It's just going with the flow. I mean, I've been yeah. It's it's I was not expecting to be doing this, but
No, totally.
I've always wanted to do more interviewing stuff and like interviewing with other artists. So, um, I'm very much excited to
I'm
do
excited too.
this.
But not to like be weird. Should we move on to the questions?
Yeah, yeah. I think we should.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
actually, the second question I had, we already kind of answered that. It was
Hmm.
it was how has the impact of not only Wet Dream but also Seasons End affected you? How has it changed your mindset on how people think about art in any way, or how you think about yourself?
God, it's for me like I guess like seeing Wet Dream so high up on Rate Your Music and Album of the Year.
Right? Yeah.
You know,
I can't even imagine that.
it's well
Personally.
for me. It's like I know it must seem like for me like I didn't even know those sites existed. I think of it like is it really like something to even like be proud of or brag about? Like I think about it a lot. I'm
Right.
like I'm not truly like too proud of it, or I don't even really see it as like a big achievement. I feel like it just I guess in my mind, I think like putting a number to art kind of
Oh
defeats
yeah.
a lot of the nuance and like the
Weirdness.
ideas going on, and I feel like it devalues a lot of art to say
Oh
that
yeah.
something is better than something else.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I absolutely agree with you there. I mean, yeah, when I talk about that, when I talk about art in that sort of sense, I'm very much talking about it because I like the culture of those sites.
mhm.
It's nowhere near like I like your opinion is absolutely valid. Like I think yeah, I mean, especially nowadays, I mean, especially with the Fantano culture and that sort of stuff, I feel like ever since he, like, popularized the rating system and stuff,
Yeah,
it's, like, it's almost like artists nowadays are trying to engineer the perfect album.
I can agree with that. I do think that perspective and stuff like that, ideas, like words, I feel like words should come before this numeric rating. I like reading reviews that actually don't have any numbers or like just speak, like and it's not that like it's really cool that people enjoy the music enough to rate it very highly, and I'm very, very thankful.
Yeah,
I guess I don't hold it to the highest of value because it's just a site. It's just a website.
absolutely.
Not like an
Yes.
award. It's not like being preserved in like a place.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just a website's rating,
No,
and
yeah, that's a very healthy mindset to have because even if people say the internet is permanent, I mean, look at how the government is,
yeah,
cracking down on websites and stuff. You're our interview could be wiped off the face of the planet for just
yes,
just because of the things that we're saying. So
true.
that's a very mature uh point to have. I mean, yeah, I respect it.
I guess well, I've been doing music since I was like recording music since I was around 15. I'm 22 now.
Chill. Yeah.
Um, and so let's say for like the first like 5 years, nobody was really listening to anything I made. Um,
Like how everyone starts.
yeah, yeah, it's like like nobody really listens. Like I just post, like I made albums, nobody really gave a fuck, which is
Right.
totally so. Like I feel like
Send me the demos. I'll listen to everyone.
it's weird having so many people focus on your music after a really long time of not having attention at
Oh,
all. And
absolutely. Yeah.
I felt a lot of feelings, and I remember like when Wet Dream came out, I remember feeling like just very confused. I took a year off of making music. I like
Oh yeah.
spent a year working.
Mhm.
I worked as a framer. It put a lot. How do I say this? Like it made me reevaluate like why I do music, and I came back and I made an album. It was called The Seasons End.
Yep.
I think like during that I did it more because I wanted to have fun with it.
Oh, it
Um,
yeah. When I listened to it when it came out, I was like, oh yeah, this dude is having fun.
yeah,
I when I listened to it, I don't know. You rate it so low. I love it so. It's such
I
a.
appreciate it.
I mean, it's like to me, it's like the Beatles and the Cure and like a little bit of Beach Boys.
Hmm.
Like I don't know. It's such a cute record, and like
Oh,
it may not be the best. I absolutely understand, but it's such a fun listen.
I
That's
appreciate that.
that's
I guess I don't really like that one because like I just didn't feel like like I guess I wasn't in a state that I was too proud of like physically and mentally.
no,
And
yeah.
I didn't I felt like my vocal performance needed a lot of work, and that was something I really look back on and like very upset about. I made sure to like, and people said some things too to me like that really hurt my feelings. Like like
Oh
a lot of
yeah.
people said like my voice was terrible. Like, and I guess like
Yeah.
having to go in comparison to Squee,
Yeah.
who I think is an amazing singer,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and that's why I worked with him for so long. I was like, this guy has the pipes I do not have, and like it took me a really long time to be confident in being a singer as well. In many ways, I guess like I viewed myself as more of a instrumentalist,
Right. Yeah.
uh, just in
I
general.
I could I definitely could see that. I forgot why didn't you guys split? I bet the answers on the internet somewhere,
Um,
but
well,
I'm
it's just a bunch of
curious.
well, like the way I'll say it is like during Wet Dream, I had like a lot of ideas,
Mm.
and I kind of took over low key. Like I kind of like just took over the whole thing, and I wanted this, I wanted that,
Mm.
exactly how I wanted it. We didn't really have a lot of control
Oh
artistically, and
yeah.
I can look back now in a bit of a more like sympathetic light. Because like I had this grand vision for something I wanted, and I wanted it my way, and
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
wasn't a lot of room for like artistic decisions on his part, and so like other than the singing and vocals, that's all him. Like perfect job, and
Oh
that's all
yeah.
I wanted from him. I wanted everything else to be like the way I wanted it,
Mm.
and
Yeah. No, I can
there
see
was
that.
there was a lot of personal and creative things that I can't really get into because I want to respect his privacy. I think he deserves
Oh
privacy
yeah. Yep.
more than anything. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't know. People often like ask me, and it's not the easiest to answer,
Oh
but
yeah, I was I was nowhere near expecting a straight answer. I mean, with I mean like my experience with working with other artists and stuff. I mean that stuff. I mean it can get pretty intimate at points. I feel like, and especially when you're dealing with an album like Wet Dream that's so layered and so expansive. I feel like, yeah, I I'm not surprised there's a little bit of tension around it.
Yeah, there was, and it was difficult and, mentally taxing, and it kind of ruined music for me for a moment, and
Yeah,
that's why I spent a year
yeah.
not doing much music.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't know, I think the fact that it got attention was very surprising to me, and
Mhm.
I'm still very proud of the album, but it for a really long time, it felt like I put my soul into something that wasn't, like, completely mine. It sucks even more because it's like the final album blows up,
Right.
and then we're both moving on to something else now, and it's,
Mhm.
and, Squee is not, like I'll say, like, he doesn't necessarily enjoy the album as much as I would as much as I do, and I think
Yeah.
that's precisely because, like, he didn't have as much of a say, and I can't even blame him for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Um,
It's such a shame. He was fucking phenomenal on that album.
I agree.
Yeah. It I mean,
I
yeah.
yeah, I would say the work that he did on that album, like, it's weird for me. We were both teenagers, when we started,
Yeah.
and, like, he was very much I'll say, like, we're very close, like brothers,
Mhm.
and, like, we learned a lot together about music, and, it was very beautiful seeing him blossom into, like, an extraordinary lyricist,
Oh, yeah.
at such a young age. I won't say how young he was, but he was very young, and, we
He
were both very young.
Yeah. Uh
Like,
Unbelievable lyrics
yeah,
on
I
that
know,
album.
very, and a lot of it was inspired by, like, movies, which I thought was very beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of
I
movies.
did notice that. Yeah, that was like my favorite part. Cause like I felt the album felt like a whole bunch of. It almost felt like a whole bunch of visionettes of like like the quote unquote teenage boy's mind or whatever,
Yeah.
and honest, not, not to again. I keep glazing, but like how y'all get compared to car seat headrests a lot. Y'all do that shit so much better, cause like with car seat headrests, I feel like the way they do it, I feel like it's a lot more not performative in a sense,
Mhm.
but I feel like you guys have an authenticity within the production and the writing that I really haven't heard on other like emo projects.
I appreciate that, yeah. I would say a lot of that came from, not really knowing too much.
Right.
Um, I didn't know anything about recording. I just did. I taught myself basically everything I
Yeah.
knew
Yeah, it
up
feels it
until
feels so homemade. I love it.
yeah, it's very until, one of my best friends now, Cameron, he also released an album recently called The Picture Day by the Fence Sitters. Really good album.
Awesome.
He
Awesome.
came in to me and he taught me a lot of things that I didn't know, and it really like kind of saved that album for me. I felt like I was very confused, and he came in and helped me a lot.
I
Um,
I actually do have a question about that.
yeah.
it isn't in order, but how has your production skills improved over Wet Dream and Season's End?
Yeah, over Wet Dream, I would say that was probably the drastic one, because at the start, I kind of at the start of that, I was using was it like the shitty, I didn't really know how to mic my amp properly, so I
Right.
just put it on the floor, and then eventually I kind of figured it out. But like I didn't like truly like understand like you're supposed to record stuff without peaking it.
mm.
Uh, like go the red signal is bad,
Yeah,
turns
red
out.
signal bad, green signal good.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I didn't like I put soft clipper on the master, which is a distortion, and
Mm.
I did that because it didn't peak the whole master. But I realized in doing that it removed a lot of dynamics. So I stopped doing that
Yeah.
after Wet Dream.
Mhm.
So there's still like the distortion on the master in Wet Dream, but like in the season's end, I tried to stop doing that. I believe I might be wrong. I've forgotten a lot about that one.
I will say the season definitely does feel like more like definitely on the more like Wet Dream inspired tracks. I feel like there's way better dynamics, especially in the drums. The
Thank you.
drums sound, in my personal opinion, way better on Season's End.
I appreciate that. I think that's because I stacked a digital snare on the drums.
Oh yeah, I was like that sounds digital. Like I yeah, uh, love
That's
that.
it, but everything else was like mic'd up. I just wanted the snare to really come out, and I couldn't do that with my mic setup. I
That's
only had two
smart.
mics.
That's smart. So, has performing live across multiple states and places changed your mindset on the way that you record or just play in general?
I guess I'm a lot more. It's definitely changed my mind. It makes all the numbers on the screen real. It makes all the people I met like more real.
Yes.
I don't know, and I like to. For me, it's like I like putting my emotions into my music very much. So, and I like to reflect the noise in the songs on stage, like the parts that require more noise. I don't know how to explain it.
Like trying to get that really like that earth shaking noise
Absolutely.
that's in the recording into that's love that
I
that's
try to do that. I also try to reflect the emotions of the lyrics in the way I move my body.
oh
Um,
yeah I
that's
totally saw that in the wet dream recording.
Thank you. Yeah, I tried, and I really like to interact with the people while I'm singing. I like to something I do. I've done a couple times is I like hold the hands of somebody like this. Like I grab both their
Oh
hands and I
yeah.
do a little dance with them, which is fun.
Oh
I
yeah.
enjoy doing it. I also just enjoy like reaching my hand out to grab other people's hands because I know people are connecting with the lyrics. I know people really connect with the music and the lyrics, and I know that that little bit of interaction will be even more meaningful to them. Um, because for me, it's like it's confusing on why people. To me, I'm still confused on why people listen to me and love my music, but like I really appreciate it, and I want to
Oh
put
yeah.
everything into the live performances. I want to make it worth it for somebody to come to a show.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that you're being humble about it, but you are recognizing the impact. I feel like, with some influencers as of late, they don't fully recognize their impact and they
Mhm.
kind of just leave their fan base astray. And I've noticed that you are very good at like keeping a very nice balance with your fans, but also like bringing more interaction that I've seen than other artists. And
Mhm.
I highly respect that, including this interview.
Of course. Well,
uh,
I want to like keep that perfect balance of being able to talk to people who enjoy my music and having like fun and getting to know people without it all being weird and
Totally.
like and so far I've met a lot of great people. I've had very little interactions in real life that I would say made me uncomfortable. Very little.
Good.
Uh,
Good. That's good. I feel
the
like
majority of people I meet are actually like, for me, it's like it's almost good that I notice like that people are nervous because then that takes the weight off of me being nervous
yes.
because
Oh
I'm
yeah.
also extremely nervous to meet people.
Oh
Honestly.
yeah. Yeah, that's such an interesting point. Yeah, I love that. That's yeah, I love that you have that ability to sort of put people at ease
Mhm.
cuz I mean, I feel like you very much know the experience of meeting your favorite artists or whatever.
You know
And
what's surprising? I don't.
oh,
I haven't.
really?
No, I
Oh,
honestly.
I'm a I oh, I guess I'm sheep then.
No, no, no. You could. I have no basis on how it is to interact with fans because I've never met somebody famous that I enjoy. Like I've
That's
never.
fair. That's fair.
I didn't really leave the house for the majority of my life, so I've kind of like. I almost feel like a human interaction is like alien to me in many ways.
Right.
I I'm not that necessarily comfortable talking to people just in general. So like these fan interactions are a very strange, weird sequence of events for me that I feel like I kind of find myself through. Like I have to figure myself through that each and every one of
Interesting. Yeah.
like I've done this a couple of times where I meet the parents of a
Oh.
fan
Oh yeah.
and I find those to be like comforting because I'm like, thank God it's like an adult guiding
Yes.
this interaction.
Yes.
I like it's like, oh, he loved your music. He wants you to sign his guitar, or like we came all the way here. And I'm
Right.
like, thank God you got it. I didn't have to figure it out. Yeah, but anyway, what's the
Next question. No,
yeah?
I loved that answer.
Oh, thank
Uh
you.
let's see. Uh how do you go about collaborating with other artists within the French House umbrella? Are you hopping on anything that anyone asks you on, or are you like particular with who you work with?
I'll say that I only work with somebody if I find their music to be good or interesting. I don't really work with people that I don't work with. Okay, I'll say this, like, even if your music does suck, I'll work with you if you're a good person and you
Yeah,
ask
that's
nicely.
fair.
Like, there's people who, I just don't think they're, like, a good people, and I flat out will just, like, be like, "Nah, I'm not interested." And also, like, sometimes people make, like, shitty music, and I'm like, "Nah, I'm not interested." You know, like,
Yeah.
but, like, I guess that's a bit of a rude answer. I don't know. I'm
No,
working with
sometimes you gotta turn them down though.
sometimes, sometimes it's not. Like I like to think of people making bad music as like they're just developing as an artist and they'll
yeah.
get there. Uh, I don't know. I'm working with my friend Alec on his new album. Gonna be doing a lot of stuff like that. I like.
Sick.
Sometimes I've done just like random shit for people. I love playing instruments when my friends ask. Sometimes even random people, I'm like, you know what? If your music's good, I'll do it.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Love that. What? Okay. I'm gonna ask some questions about this new album. What
Hmm.
is it? Called
It's called Hell for a Basement.
Hell for a Basement. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So, Uh, what was the order of when you ah, sorry, let me reread that again. What was the order of when you wrote this project and when did you start working on it?
Um, I wrote it. right after I made a little EP. Oh no, singlet actually. It's called a singlet. Um,
Oh yeah,
it's a singlet. It's called Sometimes It Gets Worse.
yeah, yeah, that one.
And after that, I just wanted to make an album right away. So I started writing completely new songs. I didn't want to, for this one, I didn't want to like use any old songs that I hadn't finished.
Yeah.
And so I spent around 4 months, 4 to 5 months writing it, and then I recorded it all. The way I write is kind of by like making demos.
Mhm.
That's kind of what I like to do.
Yeah,
Um,
that's real
Sometimes
cool.
one part of a demo I'll just squeeze with another part. Sometimes I write two different songs and I squeeze them together.
Mm,
Uh,
like that.
I love doing that. It's one of my favorite methods because, well, I do remember being little, and you know that song "A Day in the Life" by the Beatles.
Right.
I remember hearing the story about how like John Lennon didn't know how to finish that song, and so Paul McCartney had this other song, and then they squashed those two songs together.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I've always loved that story too. Yeah.
I did too, and I did it. We did it on Wet Dream. It's called Dish Rags. Um,
Mm. Yeah.
So I had like kind of a piece of a song, and he had kind of a piece of a song, and so like that whole middle section, like right after the intro, I made all that, and that middle section is all just like my writing, and except for the lyrics, of course. But like, yeah, I don't know, I just cool concepts. It was great to work with somebody else. Like co-writing songs is so fun.
Oh yeah. Totally. Of course, the dreaded question. Was the pressure of following up Wet Dream challenge with this album at all, or were you able to sort of look at this album in its own sort of its own light, I guess?
Yeah, hmm. I've thought a lot about like also like following up Wet Dream. Like I kind of that's why I also took a year off music because I was like I had felt this feeling like that's it. That's kind of the best thing I'll ever make,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the best thing anybody's ever gonna see from me. And I
Right.
still kind of feel that way. And so like I kind of had to conceptualize a different understanding of music for this one.
Mm.
So I'm like I don't think people will see it as better than Wet Dream. I think people will see it as like a whole, hopefully a different kind of good.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Totally.
I feel like I'm not trying to aim to beat something that I think is probably the best thing I'll ever make, and I think
Oh yeah.
people will probably. I think I'll die, and that'll probably be the best thing I've ever made.
Oh yeah, I
Probably.
mean, there's no when you make a piece of art like that. I mean, it's you kind of have to live with
Yeah,
it.
I do feel like I might get sick of it in like a couple of decades, but I'll keep playing the songs. I'll keep doing it,
Hell
even if I'm
yeah,
sick of it. I'm already kind of sick of a couple of songs, but I won't say which one.
yeah, yeah. That's fair.
Lost in Translate, I'm sick of that one.
Yeah, yeah. I will. I mean, I will say the interludes on the album, in my personal opinion, are definitely, you know, maybe not your best work, but I won't.
I
I
I
won't.
appreciate the honesty. I appreciate that.
I won't hate too much. Um, let's see. How do you think you'll reflect on this project in the future? Will this be something that you're truly proud of, or um do you think this will be uh like a stepping stone in a series of projects, or little things that you're doing in the future?
I um I think this album has got me very inspired, and I think you'll see a lot more. I'm kind of trying to. I think I want to follow into like a yearly album routine starting this year. I think next year I'll have another album done.
Yay!
Thanks. I think from this album I've realized that like my best work is the long songs. I think I
Absolutely.
I appreciate it, but like I I think like long songs are a great way of expressing multiple emotions over, like the course of like 10 minutes,
Right.
I feel like it can really make something grand and very thought. I don't know, because like I've been listening to a lot of progressive music, and and I'm realizing like all these songs, like they're like maybe like they find a way to make something entertaining through the whole length and doing different things, And I think there's a lot that I want to do
Yeah.
future, including longer song structures. I don't know. Yeah.
You gotta teach me how to write longer songs. Cause like, oh my god, I've been listening to a lot of progressive rock too, and like
Mhm. Which
I
band?
I like lot of Black Country New Road, lot of Black Midi. I've been getting into a lot more of like the like more indie side of the windmill scene.
Lit.
Like Orchestra for Now, Barucha, those sort
Mhm.
of bands. Reaching Out Plus, of course. Um, but I was originally like writing more like Jeff Rosenstock
Mhm.
inspired stuff, and like, I want to go in that direction too, and like how I, you know, maybe this won't go in the interview. Maybe this is just musician to musician. Maybe give me a little bit of sauce on on how do you even like go about, because you use FL Studio, right?
Mhm.
Jeez, yeah, you use Ableton. Like how?
Oh, is your mic still working? Oh,
Oh,
hello. Oh,
oh, it's good.
okay. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Okay, now your mic's worked. Sorry, it just cut out for like a split moment.
Oh, okay. Um, jeez, how do you even like go about with like the different tempos and like, I'm fascinated by that.
Okay, so I feel in my mind, the limitations that FL Studio brings bring me a lot of. I don't know. I feel like being limited, you push those limits, and in pushing those limits, you'll make cool things. So, like for the tempo thing, you said the automation in FL Studio is broken and doesn't work and sucks. So, what I
Mm.
do is I don't use the tempo on some places. I just free time it. Uh,
Got it, got it.
and I
Trim
find
it
that
down.
really it makes like more of a natural kind of like flow, like sometimes you'll play something a bit too fast or a bit too slow, or like sometimes it'll and I kind of like hearing like fuck ups in music, and I
Got
but
it.
anyway, about long songs, um you shouldn't go into a song thinking that you want to make it this long. You want it like long songs should kind of just like flow. How do I express it? I view long songs as like, they're long for a reason.
Mhm.
You're not making like a 10-minute song because you want to make a 10-minute long
Yeah.
song.
Mhm.
It comes out that way. If you want to make something long, you have to have changes. You have to have
Mhm.
structures. There should be variety. Like my least favorite kind of long songs are the ones that go on, and they're just the same
Right.
bullshit. I can't stand a lot of like. I'm gonna keep it real. This is a hot take. I do not like "Long Season" by the Fishmans. Um,
That's a pretty hot take. Yeah,
it's
but
a hot take,
I get it though. I get it. Their
and it's
stuff.
not even like that. It's like,
Yeah.
like it's the same thing, but for me, it's like they could have done something even cooler with the same thing. Steve Reich.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
ever heard of Steve Reich?
I I believe I've heard him on some corners of the internet. I believe.
He's like a contemporary, like 20th century composer. He made this song called Music for 18 Musicians. I highly recommend it.
Mm.
It's it's an hour long. It's an hour long song, and he somehow figures out how to make these giant changes with doing the same thing. It's just quarter notes. It's just dun 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 dun. But he's doing all these different phrases. It's quite magical. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I might have to listen to that. That sounds really interesting.
For me, when I was a teenager, when I was growing up, like listening to the music, the first band I truly got into was Tool. And with
Same.
Tool, I noticed that most of their songs kind of follow the same A B C structure. So it's like
Oh,
you have like a chorus and a verse, and then you have a chorus and a verse, and then it goes into this like bridge. It's like a whole nother song, and it's like
wow.
a, and then like you have an outro, which is like magical and breaks down and is emotive, you know. And that's one idea for like a 10-minute long song. There's plenty of different ways, and for me, one of my favorite examples is Rush 2112. That's a
Yeah.
20-minute song. And so what that song is, it was seven different songs in one song. And I was like blown away when I was 13. I was just like, how do they make it nonstop entertaining? How do they make it so captivating? And I think the through line, like they have like a through line in it too. Like it's like there's like a story being told, and it ends and it flows, and there's like, I don't know, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're done here, my boy.
Of
Thank you so much for coming on to this interview. It was absolutely wonderful
course. But
chatting.
what's the music called?
Short summer. You can find me on Spotify and Bandcamp. Although my Bandcamp is broken right now, so
Mm,
um, but it should just be on my Instagram
I'm gonna put
profile.
this in the video. Go check out Short Summer on Bandcamp and Spotify. Not
Yo.
Bandcamp, it's broken actually. Go check it out on Spotify and Apple Music.
Yo. Hey.
Um, Thanks for the interview, Summer. I
Yeah.
it was plenty nice to meet you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you very much for the thoughtful questions.
Yeah, no problem.
Um,
Thank you for the info on the new album. Dang, I forgot the name of it
it's
again.
okay, it's chill. But yeah, I hope you have a great day. Thanks
Yeah.
for talking. I'll toodaloo.
Toodle